Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Blue Ridge Silverhound. We're going to be talking about the value of a coin that traditionally has been vastly overlooked in coin collecting, and that's going to be the 1975 Lincoln Penny. Oh yes, the good old 1975, and a lot of you will say, "Well, heck, I see these all the time, and I don't think anything of it. I just throw them back. They come up pretty frequently." Well, I'm going to tell you this. Okay, this is a sleeper coin for a few reasons. Okay, first of all, a lot of you probably are not aware, but this is only one of three different denominations made in 1975. The U.S. Mint didn't produce anything for the Washington quarter, the Kennedy half dollar, and the Eisenhower dollar in 1975. It's actually, they skipped a date from 74 to 76. And the big reason is that the U.S. Mint was they were ramping up the anticipation for the upcoming bicentennial suite of coins for 1976. So they spent the better part of 1975 just making it happen with the design, the processes, and everything like that. And as a result, only a Lincoln cent, a Jefferson nickel, and a Roosevelt dime were ever produced for 1975. Okay, so the real question is, because they've only made these three denominations, does this make them more valuable? Especially the Lincoln cent, which we're going to talk about in this video, is one of those coins that iconically were mass-produced. Okay, you're going to see here in a quick second how many millions upon billions of these coins were produced. But because they were generally overlooked, are high-graded copies of this coin valuable? Well, I'm happy to say yes. But it does come with a little element of kind of like risk involved when you do, try and find really high-graded coins that you want to send out for grading or authentication. So I want to thank you guys for joining in. Of course, I got to do my YouTube thing. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notification. And let's go ahead and dive right in to the first coin that I want to highlight. And that's going to be the 1975 P. This is the Philadelphia minted coin. As you guys can see, there's no actual physical P mint mark on these coins. And because of that, it is a Philadelphia minted coin. In terms of the mintage, again, there is no shortage of these, in spite of the fact that it's one of only three denominations made in 1975. 5,451,476,142 total pieces were produced of the 1975 Lincoln cent. So that's worth noting here. And with the 75p, there's really no notable double dies or any sort of varieties for this date, which is why it's been kind of an overlooked coin, all right, because there's not a whole lot else going for it. Here's where it really begins to kind of like get crazy, and that's all in the grading. All right, as you guys know, you could send these coins out to third-party authenticators like PCGS, NGC, and even Annex, okay? But for this particular video, we are going to focus on coins graded by PCGS for the grading aspect of the 1975 Lincoln Penny. Now, the measure of value of these modern date coins has everything to do with how high grade is your example and how few of them exist in that particular grade. People generally will want to collect what they call the top population coins. You know, there's either one known, two known, three known of a top grade for each date, which I'm saying that, you know, you could pick any date of coin in history, whether it's modern or old, but one of the drivers of value is always going to be the grade. Okay, the higher the grade, the more it's worth. For the 75p, the top grade that PCGS has assigned for this is a Mint State 68 Red, in which only two examples exist. Now, here's where it gets crazy. I said it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazier. One example in a Mint State 68 Red sold on Heritage Auctions April 29th of 2018 for a cool $9,000. Would you believe, looking at a 1975 penny, you have the potential to make many thousands of dollars, much like that example that sold on Heritage back in 2018? Pretty nuts. But go ahead and check for yourself. That's a documented sale right on their website. All right, so the next coin I wanted to jump into here is going to be a 1975D. This is the second business strike coin for the Lincoln cent. We've only have a Philadelphia and a Denver minted coin. There is a San Francisco, but those are specialized proof strikes, okay, made for the collectible market. We won't be talking about those today. But much like the 75p, there is no shortage of the Denver minted brethren of this coin. 4,505,275, or 4,505,275,300. There's a lot of numbers in there. 10 digits to be exact. But again, as you can see, there's a ton of them out there, and they've generally been overlooked, okay, and with good reason, because there's not a ton of stuff that's notable about the Denver minted coin, albeit there are a few very minor repunched mint marks for this coin that you could probably keep an eye on. They're worth about a buck or two, but if you want more information, check out Chuck Daughtry's website, coppercoins.com. Type in 1975 under the die variety attribution link, and do Denver Mint and repunched mint mark. You'll see 4 listings on there for repunched mint marks for 75D. Now, in terms of grade, the highest assigned grade for this coin is by PCGS, and it's a Mint State 68 full red, all right, in which only one lone singular example exists, and it's probably stocked up in some registry set somewhere. All right, so the highest grade example that sold for a good amount of money was one that graded 67 plus full red by PCGS for $4,113. This example sold March 21st of 2014 on Heritage Auctions. So as you can see, high graded coins of these two particular date and mint mark combinations are pretty pricey, but they have to get there because if they grade a point or a half a point lower, okay, all the values collapsed out of it. Okay, it's a very high risk move to go and actually find coins much like this and then go turn around and grade them and then sell them for a lot of money. You have to get there first. So that's the collectability of these two coins by grade. All right, there are a number of errors, 7 to be exact, that I wanted to talk about that are really neat, that maybe you should keep an eye out for, that are in varying degrees of value. All right, and some of these you don't necessarily have to authenticate them. All right, you don't have to pay the money to do that. You would just simply sell it like it is with good pictures and use your e-commerce site of choice, whether it's eBay, Facebook, whatever. These are all very highly sellable error coins. So we're going to go ahead and start out with the first one here, and it's a simple 1975D Lincoln cent. This one is the oldest listing out of the bunch, and you can tell by the pictures. Technology has come a long way in imaging of these coins, but this one is struck 5% off center. It is an NGC Mid-State 65 brown example, and this one sold on Heritage Auctions for $51 back in April 7th of 2006. This is a coin you don't even need to sell graded. You could sell it raw as is, and you would command probably as much money, or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. It really depends on the grade. Pretty neat coin right here. All right, the next error that you guys should definitely keep an eye out on is going to be this 1975D Lincoln. This one is obverse struck through a capped die. So as you can see on the obverse of the coin, most of the design details is obliterated, okay, in terms of Lincoln and the date and everything like that. This one right here is an NGC Mid-State 62 brown, and it's sold on Heritage Auctions for $53. May 15th of 2011. So I'll give you an idea of how much these are worth. And again, you don't have to grade this coin to sell it. All right, so that's the struck through capped die. The next one that we have here is going to be another 75D, another Denver coin. This one is a major cud error. All right, it's a major die break, as evidenced by the big old blob on the front of the coin. A huge chunk of the die fallen off before this one was struck, and as you can see, it's just an amazing error. And these come up in change, maybe not to this level, but there are a lot of die break cud errors that are worth money. This one is an Annex graded Mint State 64 red brown, and it's sold on Heritage Auctions for $54 September 16th of 2006. So that's another older listing, but in today's money, you could sell this coin raw and probably make 3 to 4 times the amount of money than this one sold in 2006. Pretty nice example here. So the next error that I want to talk about is going to be the first Philadelphia minted coin on the list. This one's really neat. All right, now I've talked about strike-through errors. Okay, anything that lands on a blank planchet before the strike would be considered a strike-through, whether it's a big gob of grease or maybe an errant wire brush piece that had fallen on there, among other things. This one right here is a strike-through detached lamination. So lamination peel came off of another coin, landed on the blank planchet of this Lincoln cent before it was struck again, and then you have this pretty neat strike-through effect. It looks like a bunch of worms digging in the ground. It's cool. This one is a PCGS Mid-State 62 brown, and this one sold on Heritage Auctions for $161 March 11th of 2012. All right, strike-through errors, again, very sought after, very valuable, really neat error coins right here. All right, so the next error we're going to talk about, we actually have a nice list of errors. This one right here is a 1975 Lincoln that was struck on a Roosevelt dime planchet. Now, the big thing that you want to keep in mind here is that the Roosevelt dime was not struck, okay, before this Lincoln was struck on here. That would be a double denomination. I actually have one of those on the list. But this one right here, as you can tell, a lot of the design devices at the bottom of the coin is completely gone because it was struck on a size of planchet that is much smaller than the Lincoln planchet. This one right here is a NGC Mint State 61, and it's sold on Heritage Auctions for $305.50, April 28th of 2013. All right, it's the wrong A month, but we got it down pat here with April 28th. Pretty cool error coin right here. And I don't know if it'll ever pop up and change, but you never know. Any coin that looks kind of silvery in appearance, you definitely want to keep an eye out for those too. So the next one that we have here is going to be another Denver minted coin, a 75D. This is a Obverse Die Cap. Okay, this would be the die cap that gets stuck to the hammer die with the obverse details. And essentially, it looks kind of like a miniature candy dish or a freshly made ceramic bowl. It's really cool. If you've never seen one of these in person, this is a tremendous error. All right, so this one right here is a PCGS Mint State 65 red brown, and it's sold on Heritage Auctions for $360 November 6th of 2019. Pretty cool error coin here. Don't think you'll ever find one in change, but at least you know exactly what it is when you see it for the first time. It's really cool. All right, so we got one more error here for you, and we're going to end it off on the most prized, most valuable error on the list. Now, I talked about double denomination coins earlier on the list, and we have the one here. This is a 1975 Lincoln cent that was struck on an already struck 1975 Roosevelt dime. So because of that, you have design elements from both coins, hence the word double denomination. These are commonly referred to as 11-cent error coins, which, you know, highlights both denominations. It's a really neat error. I've never personally owned one of these, but they are definitely on my list, and these come up on occasion, okay, probably more regular than you guys think. Also, there have been a few of these that have been discovered in change. All right, so we recently had a member, I believe, on Coin Community that had discovered a double denomination Lincoln on Dime coin here within the last month or so. So it's a really neat, very valuable find. This one is an NGC Mint State 66 coin, and it's sold on Heritage Auctions for $977.50. Kind of gives you a perspective on how valuable these double denominations are. This one sold April 29th of 2011, okay, and things haven't changed. These things are still wildly popular. They are still very expensive. There are some examples that shoot up into the $2,000 to $3,000 range, but this is the creme de la creme of errors when it comes to double denominations. So that's the list of various errors that you could find on the 1975 Lincoln cent coins. Pretty neat date, all right, to try and find in not only high grade, but trying to identify some of those really cool, very, very unique error type mistakes that all on their face are worth a good chunk of money. So what do you guys think? Did you find something in 1975 that made you kind of wonder if you got something valuable? Well, I hope you were able to pick away a few pieces of information from my video today. I am your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you again. As always, like, share, and subscribe to this video. And as always, Coinaholics, we are always discovering together. You guys enjoy hunting this weekend or beyond, and I hope you guys find something truly spectacular. Take care, and I'll see you on